Welcome to Truckers Voices Podcast. Your host, Tim Taylor, and co-host, Steve Brand. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
This is Danny Smith. Just calling to tell you how much I appreciate listening to your show, Truckers Voices. It's very informative. I really like hearing the drivers' stories, how they got into the trucking industry and maybe what kind of trucks they started out with. And it's just been a lot of fun. And I would encourage any drivers out there to tune in and listen, call in, be a part of it. It's a great show. Thanks.
Hi, this is Scott Post, and I love Truckers' Voices because there's always something entertaining and educational for our industry. And it's also hosted by two of my good friends, Tim Taylor and Steve Brand. Tune in tonight. And in the meantime, be safe out there.
Hey everybody, how you doing tonight? My name's Charlie Demchuk, and I'm here to welcome you to tonight's big show. Y'all sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Tim and Steve got a good one in store for you. So have a good night. We'll see you.
Good evening, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Truckers Voices. I'm your co-host, Steve Brand. Tim Taylor will be with us in just a few. He had to make a little bit of a sidetrack on the way home tonight, so he'll be with us in a minute. I want to talk to you a little bit here about our next guest. I want to welcome everybody to the show. Encourage you to call in. We got a great guest with us tonight, Mr. Harold Snyder, and we're going to talk to Harold, find out a little bit about Harold, and then we're going to find out a little bit about the Make-A-Wish Fund Drive coming up in a couple weeks. So, not real sure here what I'm doing. Better the truck driver. Let's see. I wonder if Tim can bring Harold in here. But had a good day on the road. There's Harold. I see you, Harold. How you doing, Harold?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, buddy. Appreciate you coming on the show tonight. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Just when did you get into trucking? How'd you get into trucking? What kind of trucking have you done? You know, just inquiring minds want to know, my friend.
All right. I started with Wilson Trucking Corporation back in 1982. And so this year makes my 40th year in the transportation industry. Started on a dock and then worked myself up through the ranks and then started driving. Had a good driving instructor. His name was Doug Willard, and he taught me about everything I knew about running the city and just around trucks and such. And then started competing in the truck driving championships in 96, 97, and been doing it ever since, and just been blessed to accumulate a lot of wins. 10 state wins in North Carolina, went to the Nationals and did real well there a couple times, finished second. And, I was on the North Carolina road team a lot, did a lot of driver's ed stuff, and I was with Wilson Trucking Corporation for 33 and a half years, and then made a change, and I work for Old Dominion Freight Line now. So I've been there ever since. Great company, outstanding.
Now, do you run the road for Old Dominion, or do you run the city?
I run the city. I run Rural Hall, King, Pilot Mountain, Winston, all the way to the Virginia line, and then I run line haul on the weekends. So.
Oh, okay. Just out of curiosity, about how many stops and pickups do you have in an average day?
Outbound on it can be as many as like 14 or 15 outbound, and then turn around and service my regular customers all during the day. Usually anywhere from 10. Usually get filled up rather quickly like that. So
Right, right. Well, I tell you what, on behalf of a line haul driver, I appreciate what you city guys do, because without you guys making them pickups, I can't go out and run my freight down the road and back. And, don't get me wrong, I love customers, but man, I tell you, that is wow. I don't see how you guys do it. I mean, my nerves are bad enough in some of these cities. I don't see how you guys get around all day long and everything without pulling your hair out, But no, thanks for that. But
yeah,
so you started in the industry in 1982?
yeah, it was 82, and like I say, I worked the dock and just um, went to DMV school. That Wilson sent me to DMV school, so I was third party license examiner for 16, 18 years,
Right.
and did all their training, all their CDL stuff, putting drivers on the road for them, and I was the senior driving instructor for the East Coast there for a long time
Right.
till I left. Yeah.
Right. Now,
Mhm.
you say you do a little line haul on the weekend. Do you got any
Yeah.
lay downs, or you just go out and back?
No, it's just meet and turns. Way our system's set up is just meet and turn stuff mostly. Um,
Right.
Greensboro to Morristown back, Greensboro to St. George, and stuff you can do in a regular 10-hour turn.
Right. Right. You said you run up Kings Mountain Way and everything.
Mhm.
How's that get for you in the wintertime down there? Everybody wants to think because you live in the South it's sunny and 75, 360.
Oh,
But
oh
we all
no,
know that ain't right.
no, that's not right. No, when you go to sometime when you go to Morristown, if you had to go up through the gorge, it can be a little hairy right through there. I mean, it's snowstorm be in the gorge, it'd be sunny on one side of the mountain, sunny on the other, and in the middle it's a snowstorm. So
Right.
I've had that happen once.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
hmm
So, what made you get into trucking?
When I right out of high school, I worked at a couple of hosiery mills, and I worked at a movie theater running projectors upstairs, and that's where me and my wife worked there. And then a guy that was delivering the concessions every night on Thursday night, he came in there and he started working at Wilson. He goes, "You need to get out of here." I was like, "Really?" He said, "I think you need to come and put an application at this trucking company I work at. Get as many hours you want to, make good money." And I said, "Okay." So I went and put my application in and started in about 2 weeks. And this 30, 33 years later, I was still there. So yeah.
Yeah, it's trucking is an addiction. Once you get it in your blood, you can't get it out. You just, I'm a second generation trucker. My dad drove truck, and that's all I ever wanted to do. And hey, the dream come true. I got to do it. I got to see the countryside, and now I'm running LTL, and I love it. I've got to watch my kids grow up and interact with them in sports and help coach out and stuff like that. Speaking of which, because trucking is so hard on the family life, tell us a little bit about your family life, if you don't mind.
Well, my son graduated from High Point University, and he lives in Manhattan now, and he'll be up there for about a year with his job. My daughter, she lives in Youngsville, and she graduated from NC State. She was a NCAA gymnast, and Spencer, my son, he played baseball all through high school and everything. So we did a lot of traveling, a lot of ball playing, and you know how it is trying to make ball games and stuff when you're driving and trying to
Yeah,
get there. It's a
yeah,
little tough, but uh, I made right many of them, and so that's a challenge. Trucker's life is challenging. You
yeah,
got to got to get the things you can and plan you it's like planning your route out, you know.
Oh, exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. Because you never know. Like Tim, Tim's running a little bit behind today. They had a little issue out on the highway. It happens,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's just and it seems like you never want to plan anything, or you don't want to tell anybody you got anything planned because somebody hears it. It's like they mess up everything.
Oh
But
yeah.
but yeah, that's pretty awesome there. Um, uh, what's some of the, I don't know, strangest, oddest freight that you've ever picked up?
Uh, we've loaded when I was with Wilson. Now it's not with OD, but when I was with Wilson, we've loaded our company cars in the in the vans and chalk them in and transport them from one place to another. And but probably the oddest thing, I delivered as a big moose head to R.J. Reynolds' granddaughter up at she lived up in Devotion. It was their summer place up in the mountains, and she it was his great granddaughter I delivered it to, and I didn't know it at the time, but that's who she was.
Oh
So
wow!
it's pretty neat. Yeah, delivered some stuff to Earnhardt one time at Lake Norman. That was pretty neat too.
Did you get to meet Dale?
No,
No.
no, no, I didn't meet him. I guess he's at the track. It was we had some sofas and everything, and it went to Teresa Earnhardt's one that accepted the stuff.
Right,
So
right.
yeah,
Yeah, those
yeah.
are kind of neat parts of the job. I've talked
Hmm.
to our city guys throughout the system, living in the cities like Charlotte and areas like
Hmm.
that, and
Oh
it
yeah,
you just never know, you just walk in and, well, I got a delivery, here I am.
that's right. That's
So
right.
now, with you running line haul on the weekend and city through the week, what do you prefer?
Um, it gives it breaks it up. I do like running line haul on Saturdays and stuff.
Right,
It kind of breaks it up, breaks the monotony up of but my area where I've been running the same area up there for like 36, 7 years. So,
oh
I've
wow,
seen people's kids grow up and, come through and everything, but you get to know your customers, but it's, I like line hauling. I mean, of course, that's what you do most of the
right,
time.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that your customers become your family.
Oh
You
yeah.
get, like you said, you watch their kids grow up. Now with modern day technology, with the cell phones, you got pictures, you got videos, and you've got to build that relationship. You know, and
Hmm.
and I knew that, 5 years prior to coming over here, I run brine stock and I run the same customers and got to know those people in the plant and in the loading
Hmm.
docks, and it just, the build the relationships is something awesome. And trucking, that's it. Trucking's about people. And
Oh yeah.
of course, everything we got, everything that's behind you, behind me, has been delivered by a truck, and all this, and everything. We got a question here from a Facebook user. I'm not sure who it is. What's the most rewarding part of your job, Harold?
Um, Most rewarding part is just if you have some customers that's really needing their stuff, and you show up at a job site and it's, oh golly man, I'm glad you showed up with this. I'm way behind on this job, and you see the satisfaction in giving them what they need and getting it there from one place to another, and it's not tore up, and it's
Right,
it's just the thankfulness and that and also just like I know all the stuff you do on America's Road Team, which I was on North Carolina Road Team, and just going around to schools and helping the kids motivate around trucks, know where and that's the biggest part of our industry is the passenger car vehicles operating around heavy duty trucks. I mean, they don't know where they're supposed to be, the no zones and stuff like that, you
right.
know. So
Yeah, and at the end of the day, excuse me, I can kind of go with this question too. Just a rewarding part is knowing I got my job accomplished and I got it done safely.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that I passed, I hope they made it home safe because I made it home safe. And that is great. Now, kind of jumping back and forth here. What kind of equipment did you endure over the years? Like, what did you start out in?
I started out in a cab over Mac. I mean, not cab over Mac, cab over White, and a cab over Freightliners. We had some doozies in flat nose cab over Freightliners. It was just, I mean, over the years they got older and older, and you'd go down the road and water would come in through the seals, around the windows, and you get a lot of moisture in there. But those were a challenge to drive, and some of the whites, they call it expediters, look like little garbage trucks. It was just big enough to get you just sit. A big boy couldn't sit in it,
Right.
And it was those and some Wilson had majority used Volvos a lot, and
Right.
we had a lot of Volvos, and this little short cab over Volvos, and then they went to the hoods. So
yeah, them cab overs are starting to make a comeback. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I have been seeing more and more make a comeback, and man, I tell you, them guys are putting some serious money in them cab overs.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them. There's a couple guys that Crab Smith Trucking up Mount Airy. He restores a lot of trucks and stuff, and him and Bottomley Farms, they do a truck show, and Bottomley's got some nice looking equipment. He's restoring stuff up there in Mount Airy.
Yeah, I'm on his Facebook page, and I've seen a lot of his stuff, and man, it's wow.
Oh,
wow, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. I think you and I have joked about this up at Make-A-Wish about having a cab over class.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine all of us guys has been running conventionals all these years, whether it's a day cab, whether it's a sleeper unit, jump in a cab over and try to run a course?
Yeah,
that would be interesting. That would really be interesting.
Yeah, try to do a front stop with one end. Try to do a bullseye. Yeah, try to do a bullseye and stop on that.
Exactly. But
Tim.
no, there's Tim. There he is.
There yeah.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
We're doing all right. We're just kind of winging it here, just a little general conversation all over the board.
Yeah. I've been following it. I've been listening to it, trying to get home, out there on the road, doing my trucking thing. And you know what? Here's a good old saying, trucking happens.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
No doubt.
So I'm going to let y'all carry on with the conversation just for a minute. I'm going to get my end set up here, and I'll just join right on in here just a second. I got to get a few things set up here. Everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Got you
good.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Good.
Well, y'all go ahead.
So what, Harold, kind of go on the truck driving championships. What got you involved in that?
When I first started doing it, we had a guy in Virginia. His name was Ryland Hogan, and he's like kind of like a mentor to me. We got talking about it, and he said, well, he was doing it in Virginia. I mean, he's like 16 or 17 times Virginia state champion, and then back in the day, I think it was 2004, 5, and 2000s, they had the ATA Nationals. You had to state, then you move on to the Nationals. Well, you may remember that the U.S. Professional had one. They spun off of it. And you could go to the U.S. Professional and then go to the Nationals too. If they operated it the same way. And we started doing it. We'd go to the U.S. Professional and go there, and then we would go over to the Nationals, and about a month later. And we started doing that, and me and him was competing. I won the U.S. title twice, and he won it like twice, and he's ATA national champion, I think twice also.
Right.
And some more guys up that way, and I got to know, just like anything else, a big family reunion when you go to the nationals, you see guys that's predominantly going to be there,
Right.
for
Exactly.
like Scott and Roland Bolduc, and Clarence Jenkins. He was like 16 or 17 time West Virginia state champion. I think he's won the nationals a couple times too. He's
Right.
one of our directors, he is one of our board members on Make a Wish,
Right.
the
Right.
MAPTA event. So, and
Right.
he's been with us since the conception of it too.
Right.
All right, Harold, I'm going to jump in here on the question. And I mean, I know y'all was talking earlier about how you got into trucking and stuff like that. But, you're in the LTL industry as well as Steve and myself.
Mhm.
And I just want to know, as far as the LTL industry, how's that treated you over the years compared to some of the other trucking jobs that you've had?
Physically,
Yeah,
physically, it take a toll on your body if you ain't careful. I mean, you got to be careful moving stuff. I mean, when I was a whole lot younger, you just grab something and pick it up and just tote it off, and you can't do that now. I ain't getting hurt, it takes too long to heal back up. But it's for younger guys. I mean, you just have to teach them how to do stuff like that. But it's a little rough on your body, and it's just like what y'all two do doing line haul. You got to learn how to sleep. You got to learn how to eat well, and that's a big thing. Just trying to eat well, eat right.
Right. Yeah, I actually run the city for about 5.5 years myself, and right now myself as a 54-year-old guy. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, be 54 tomorrow. There's no way that I could get out there and hump the freight like I used to hump the freight. I would get in there and I would take the freight and I'd pull it from front to back, unload it, get it to the ground. I just physically can't do it no more. But I will say, in this industry that we have, there is a job for everybody out there, no matter whether you're that young guy that can get out there and hump the freight, or if you're not. The trucking industry is wide open, and and I just like the way the trucking industry has come over the years. You got your OTR, you got your LTL, you got your regional. You're not gone from home like it used to be. You might be gone, for a couple months at a time. You can actually choose what you want to do, and that's a good thing right there. So go ahead.
I mean, it's and if you notice, I mean, how long has it been since you hadn't run local like LTL?
Oh man, it was probably in the late to mid 90s.
Okay.
Since I run, yeah.
Well, from back when it, years ago, everything was loose. Now everything is more or less palletized. You can tell, and it's especially running where I run in Mount Airy. Everything used to come. It would be stacked on the floor, and you'd hand truck it to the back, stack it down, hand truck it on the ground, and roll it in. Now everything's more or less palletized, shrink wrapped, and you lift gate it to the ground with the lift gate, and drag it over with a pallet jack and set it down, and the customer more or less gets it in the building most of the time.
Right.
The demographics of the freight is different nowadays.
Right. So what would you tell a younger driver coming into the industry this day and time? What would you tell him or her?
To be as safe as you can. If you when you're especially doing the city routes, if it looks like you can't get the truck in there and out without tearing your truck up, hurting somebody's property, that's why they got small trucks. That's why they got pups. So,
right.
That's what I tell them to do that.
So I'm just adding this graphic to the screen here because I didn't have the capability to do it earlier when I put you guys live. I had to do that remotely. So we just wanted to welcome you here. But I do have a couple other slides loaded that we'll speak to here in just a few minutes. But anyway, okay. Well, Steve, what's in your head, man? What else you got to ask?
There's nothing in my head, Tim. Nothing. Just all air. It's just all air.
That guy right there. I'll tell you. Well, I don't
say,
hold on. I think I hear the audience. I think they might be agreeing with you, Steve.
Uh-oh. He's on the sound effects again. See what I was saying, Harold? It's just two truck drivers. We have no clue where this is going to go.
You're just like chasing a rabbit, man, right down the dirt road.
I'm telling you, we hit a fork in the road, and it's like flip a coin. Which way we're going to go? We just go with it. We just go with it.
There you go.
Right. Well, I do want to remind the drivers that they can call in and ask questions. I'll put the number up on the screen here because we do have a new number. And if you got any questions, we would really, really appreciate you calling in. That number is going to be scrolling at the bottom, but it's going to be 251-616-2151. That's 251-616-2151. So, Steve, let's go ahead and let's turn the corner here and let's get into, and I know you was kind of heading that direction a while ago, but let's go ahead and turn the direction and let's get into the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And let's go there. So with that said, Harold, tell us why you got involved with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, when you got involved, and what's your end game on that?
The Make-A-Wish with the organization is Mid-Atlantic Professional Truck Drivers Association, and we picked a charity we wanted to give our money to, and it used to be we had it at the Salem Civic Center in Roanoke Valley. That's where it started out, and this is our 21st year of doing it. And we would have we kind of based it after there's a guy named Fred Schneck up in New England, New Hampshire, up that way. He had one, and he started one first, and we had Chuck Wilson, the owner of Wilson Trucking. He was good friends with him, and we was all thinking about it, and he said, let's try to make one down here. So that's where it started from. So it was Chuck Wilson the one that came up with it, and we just got together and started doing it. And the Roanoke Valley one kind of disbanded, went away, and we picked it up and started just laying out the framework and having, doing problems. Ours is 10 problems, 10 driving problems, and a pre-trip competition, and the combined score gives you a grand champion. We do all the divisions. We're going to add supposed to add step band this year because a lot of the FedEx guys wanted to do step band, so we're going to do that. And we do 3-axle, 4-axle, 5-axle flat tank, sleeper, and we have another division called the Champions Run. We take the 10 top scores across the board, and they run for a trophy on that, and we give a grand champion ring away, and the trophy set behind Steve there and his ring, the one he won a couple of years. Well, 17 was it?
17, yeah, it was
17, yeah. Yeah.
So, Steve, what class was you running when you won that ring?
Sleeper class.
Okay. So is that just something that, I'm asking a rhetorical question because I know the answer to it, but I want the audience to know in case we have some people that's not familiar with truck driving championship. So is that just for, guys that are company guys or guys that are, just LTL guys or who's it for? Who's the competition?
No, it's for anybody that currently holds a CDL license, Class B or Class A. You can compete in it, and it's for somebody, a rookie that's never even tried doing a championship, I mean, we take them all. Yeah. And it's this year it's a $55 entry fee. And after everything's said and done, the money goes to Make-A-Wish. And this year, let's see, our total is we've raised over $300,000 in 20 years for Make-A-Wish.
That's
Wow.
awesome. That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
$300,000. Wow, that is actually great. So,
Yeah.
on an average year, what do you normally raise per year?
It varies, $2, $3, $4, $5,000, something like that. It varies with every the participation. When COVID came along, it hit pretty good. It knocked our participation levels down, but other than that, hopefully this year looks like it's going to be a pretty good year. We got a lot of people entered coming out. We have guys from Ohio, Pennsylvania. We got a guy that works for FedEx. He comes from California.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Guzman. And
yeah, we know who Guzman is.
Yeah, Raymond. Yeah,
Raymond. He takes pictures a lot.
He's the picture guy. Yeah, he shoots a lot of our pictures for us. And the main thing is that we try to showcase at the driving thing is safety, just showcasing the safety of the drivers, and the outcome is just raise money for the children, for our charity.
Yeah.
And this year it's going to be at Blue Ridge Community College. Has got a campus, a truck driving school that they operate over at Augusta County Government Center in Verona, Virginia. That's where it's going to be this year.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Steve.
I was just going to say, as a past competitor, fundraiser, this is a nice event. I mean, it's really nice. And like Harold said a while ago, he's talking about going to the TDCs, your state. If you can hit these charity events such as Make-A-Wish, I mean, you get to see people that you haven't seen in a year. We just turn into one big family, and they bring their wives, their husbands, their kids, their grandkids, their nieces, their nephews. And like Harold said, we practice safety. We make sure everybody's safe, make sure everybody sees where the trucks are. And, and from a competitor standpoint, this is a good opportunity for a driver. If you've never competed in a flatbed class or a sleeper class or tank class, go down there and get in it. Get in it and see what happens. Maybe that's what you want to do next year in your class. Or, like you said, guys never tried it, a little nervous about doing a state. Come on down and join us, or help raise money. I haven't been there in a couple of years because of COVID, and I was going to go this year, but I got called up for an event down in Georgia, so I'm going to go down and do my event in Georgia. But one question I do want to get out there, Harold, if somebody wants to donate, they can't make it, and they'd like to make a donation, where can they send that donation to?
If they want to make a donation and not, of course not be there, they just email me and I can get them the appropriate address to send a check, where they're going to send it to.
Harold, tell
Yes,
me
sir.
your address. I'm going to type it into the comment box over here. What's your email address?
My email address is hiwayman52@AOL.com.
Okay, it's HIWAY what?
MAN 52
Highwayman.
at AOL.com.
Okay, now Highwayman, what's that? The other 52 at what?
AOL.com.
AOL.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, .com. Gotcha.
Yeah, they can email me and I can get them the appropriate
Okay.
where it goes in the general fund.
So audience, if you're in the comments, I just put that in the comment box there. So if you want to go and look at that and email him, it's highwayman52@aol.com. Highwayman52@aol.com. So tell me a little bit more about some of your volunteers that you have. So where do you get your volunteers from? Is that just the competitors volunteering, or you
Well,
have?
most of our competitors, when they're not, driving, they're judging a problem, and then we do have some people that, guys' wives or guys' brothers that don't drive. They come. We have people that just come and help us volunteer, And this year, the director at Blue Ridge, Jim Butler, he's got a school that's going on the same time and he's been just outstandingly supportive of having us at his location, and he's his students are going to help us this time do parking. They're going to judge some problems, and they're going to we also got it's an ATA. It looks like ATA simulator truck. Like I know Steve, you've operated that thing, but he's got one of those. It's in the shop right now. It's coming out of the shop. I think he said Friday, but we're gonna have it to do registration in and do some stuff in also.
Well, let's drill down and, aside from a driver coming and sharpening his or her skills for TDC competition, which we know we just come off of nationals and coming into the competition there. And this might be an opportunity for them to go jump in a class to say, hey, you know what? I've always competed in twins, so I think I might jump in sleeper and just see what it's all about. So, I can see that as a good opportunity to try another class out and see how it is and see how how you fare in it. But besides all that, with the Make-A-Wish, tell me about some of the kids that the Make-A-Wish helps. What kind of capacity? What's going on with the kids that this helped? Is there just a certain sector of kids that this helps, or is it just?
We had, I think it's the couple years before COVID, we had one of the little guys that he came up, and we gave him his wish, and they say the each wish averages about $5,000. That's about how much a wish costs, and it can go upwards of that more. You go to Disney World, that's going to jack it up, But we had one to come, and he had and not a lot of people are misconstrued about the Make-A-Wish stuff. It's not. Some of the kids are not terminal. I mean, it's just they beat the system. I mean, they beat cancer and they're coming out of it. It's not that they're terminal. Some of them are, but the majority of them. I mean, a lot of them are not. So we had one of the directors was telling some of the money went to when Robin Williams was still with us. He wanted to this particular little fellow wanted to beat Mrs. Doubtfire, and he got on a jet, flew to where this little boy was at in full costume, and took the little boy around all day long, when as dressed up as Miss Doubtfire. So
That's awesome.
That was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mr. I'm just going to cut in here. Mr. Clarence Jenkins said we want to don't forget about the old guys. They do have a retiree class. Clarence, we could never forget about you retiree guys. You guys are the ones that blaze the trail for us young guys to come and do this. But y'all have a retiree class too.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
The main goal behind this is to raise the money for Make-A-Wish, but in the process, the practice, the fun, the family is just it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, and they asked me a couple years to get into it. I didn't, always had something. I was making excuses, and finally I just said, I'm going. And when I went, it was definitely worth the trip. Got to meet you, Harold, got to meet all the people, and I've got friends now that, you just be driving down the road during the day and pick up your headset, put it on, and call somebody and say, hey, you going? How you been? I haven't talked to you in a while, and it's just a family thing. And, but you just got to remember who you're making the money for. And that's why I asked the question for those of us that cannot participate, but would like to make a donation, but it's well worth it. It's well worth it. A lot of fun and everything, but that is pretty good about the Robin Williams story. I like that.
That was really, really good story she was telling about. That was, it was just, it was really good. And he didn't, on another back end of that, they tried to pay him for it. And he said, no, just keep your money, give it to somebody else. He didn't take anything for it.
That's awesome.
We got a call coming in on the line now. Welcome to Truckers Voices. Who do we have on the line?
Hey, this is Sister Connie.
Hey, Connie. This is my sister Connie on the line, and she has a real close connection with the Make-A-Wish Foundation there. So I'm going to let her tell her story about how Make-A-Wish made a difference in their lives. Okay, so go ahead, Connie. You got the line.
Okay. Our daughter Lacey was diagnosed with acute lymphocytic leukemia when she was 5 years old. She battled it for 5 years. She passed away in 2004. She was 10, so she fought it for a good 5 years. So we were down at Shands in Florida, and they told us about Make-A-Wish. And I'm sorry, I don't want to start crying.
It's okay.
So they gave us a week at Disneyland. So we got to tour Disneyland, MGM Studios, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and they put us up in the MGM Studios hotel for the whole week. I mean, it was just awesome. I mean, it really made what she was going through a little better for her. I just want to thank everybody for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, wherever, whatever state that you are in. It does a parent's heart good to see a child that has been suffering to have a little bit of joy. For the little bit of time that we were there for the week, she got really tired during that week, and we had to come home early. But I just want to thank everybody for everything that, Make-A-Wish is doing and what y'all are doing. I appreciate it very much. She's been gone since 2004, but she's in a better place. I just want to say, Make-A-Wish Foundation is a great thing. We support them 100%.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Connie. Well, thank you for calling in. And I was reluctant to say anything about it because I wanted you to call in and, just tell everybody about how Make-A-Wish made a difference in yours and, and Lacey's life while she was still here. But, yeah, absolutely. It's a great cause. And, any kind of foundation that's doing anything for the children, I support, So, yeah, well, thank you, Connie, and I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Have a blessed one.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. That was my sister. Kind of knew she was going to call in, but hey, you know what? Got to stack the deck when you can. So anyway, but yeah, I remember that whenever Make-A-Wish made a real big difference in their lives, and they made things happen that they at the time, as a family, with everything that was going on with the bills and everything, that they actually couldn't afford that, but they made it happen, and they made it happen for Lacey, and Lacey passed away at 10 years old. I remember that day like it was just yesterday. But
Mhm.
anyway, anything like this that can make a difference in a child's life. I mean, I'm telling listen audience right here, find out how to get a hold of somebody and make a donation, whether it's to this or to the Make-A-Wish Foundation in general. I mean, just somehow just make a difference. That's my thing, is make a difference.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Well, Steve, let's see. I got some comments on the screen I want to get to here that I don't want to dismiss these, but anyway, let's let's go right here to this one right here. The Facebook user did not give them permission to put it on the third party app right here, but I do know that this guy's name is Bob Hare. And he's going to be driving down from Winchester to compete. It's his first Make-A-Wish, and he's looking forward to it. So, anyway,
outstanding.
Yep. And let's see. This one right here comes in from Esther Morris Parsons. She says, "God bless you and your family, Connie." That's to my sister Connie. If you're still listening, that's what she just said there. And we got another one here from one of our favorite people here, Mr. Clarence Jenkins. It says, "We have a good place to have it this year. Plenty of room to bring your family and friends and set up your tents and enjoy the day. As everyone has said, this is not about us, but for the reason we're all here is so passionate about it, and exactly what Connie just described." Clarence Jenkins, man, you don't know how much I appreciate you. I know Steve does and Harold does, but Clarence Jenkins is somebody that you can model yourself after, and you won't go wrong. Him and Mr. David Boyer, these
both
guys.
of them. That both of them. They're my point, man. They went up and scoped out the venue the other day, and because it's a new venue for us, we had to leave and go to this one. But no two more fine fellas than them two right there together.
No two fine fellows than that. And actually, last year I was actually moving a truck. We had an event, and I was moving a truck up to Pennsylvania to get an inspection done on it. And I kind of got caught in a backup over there outside of North Carolina, and trying to get across mountain there to get over to 80 or 81, whatever that was I was running up. And them two guys right there, David, he taught me right through it, through some back roads that I didn't know about. But once I got to a certain spot, I was like, yeah, I know where I'm at now. But man, I tell you, I learned so much from them, and some of the stuff that they've taught me, I'm still using it to this day. And I pass on, what I learned from them guys. But you can't have two better fellas supporting you there, Harold. I'm telling you, and I'm not just trying to blow it up there, but I'm just telling the truth.
Oh yeah,
telling the truth.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we're coming to the post-trip part of the show here. We're gonna get ready to close it out here in about 10 minutes. So we're gonna wind it down. I know that we may have another phone call or two come in. So if y'all want to call in, call 251-616-2151. Matter of fact, just as I said, it got one coming in. Let's see what we got here. Good evening, caller. Who do we have on the line here?
This is Summer.
Hey, Summer. Hey, welcome to the Truckers' Voices. What do you have on your mind?
This is Harold's my daddy, and I just wanted to call in and say how much we love and appreciate him.
That's awesome.
I like that. That's awesome. I love
that. Summer, where are you calling from?
Youngsville.
Are you in the same house that he's in right now, or are you in another house?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome. So, Tay, hey, while I got you on the phone, Summer, tell us, you know what? Describe your dad to us. I'm gonna put him on the spot here. What kind of person is Harold Snyder?
Very humble. He is the nicest person anybody has ever met. Yeah. And I love him, and everybody has nothing but good words to say about him.
Yeah, when I first talked to him on the phone, I kind of, how you can kind of tell when you talk to somebody what kind of spirit they have and character they have, and I just knew right off that he was a good person, and so I'm sure that he's raised you the right way, Summer.
Oh yeah, we love him, and he will do anything for you. He'll give you the shirt off your back.
Do you help him with the Make-A-Wish Foundation?
I haven't, but it's never been, a weekend that I'm, in town or whatnot, because I kind of come from out of town. But
She used to help me
I know
practice
that
for the
he loves
state,
doing
so
it, and he really enjoys it.
Yeah, yeah. What'd you say, Harold?
I said she used to come and help me practice for the state championships.
Okay.
So when she was little, and she's been to many national. She's been to about every the national events I've been to, 10 of them. So trading pins when her and her brother, when he was sitting on the convention center floor. You know how they do that, Steve, trading pins.
So Summer, I'm assuming, are you high school, college, or what?
Oh, I wish I was still in college. No, I'm 30. I'll be 32.
Well, you sure don't sound 32. You sure don't. So anyway, well, hey, let me ask you this question. My son's your same age. How has it been growing up in a truck driver's home?
It's been great. Like I'm glad he's been able to be home every night. That was very crucial for us growing up, and he was always at every gymnastics meet for me. He took me to gymnastics meets. I know he was there for my brother's baseball games. I think that was really nice for him to be home every night, and he got to see us grow up. So I really enjoyed that.
Right. And trucking is not a 9-to-5 job by no means, and it does take a lot of time away from the family. But if you can make things like that happen, where you can make birthdays and holidays and special events, it's most important. But Summer, we absolutely appreciate you calling in to Truckers Voices tonight. This is a platform that I started not too long ago, and it's just grown, and we just want it to be a positive platform, and we're just trying to make a difference out here. So we thank you for calling in.
Oh yeah, thank you, Daddy.
Bye.
Thank you, Summer.
Bye. She said she loved you, man.
There you go.
Great. So yeah, anyway, I got another comment on the screen here. Let's see what we got here. He said, I'm a line haul. Esther Morris Parsons says, I'm a line haul driver out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. There's been a huge Make-A-Wish convoy out of Lancaster, PA for years. Hope to get involved for such a worthy, supportive cause. Esther, thank you for that that comment there. And yeah, I hope that all works out for you, that you get involved, with that. I hope that everybody, let me put it that way, gets involved with that. Steve, I'm going to back out some because I know I've been talking a lot. Steve, you got anything on your mind that you want to talk about? Because we're coming down to the we're getting to the front of the show here, and we've been post tripping this thing.
Yeah, no, I think we pretty much covered everything, and I just, anybody that's watching or listening or going to listen to us between now and the 24th, man, if you can make the trip to Virginia, make the trip. It's not only, like I said, the cause at hand is the main reason for being there, but the friendship and the stuff you make, it's in everything. So you got a caller on the line, so
yeah, I got a caller that's on the line here. So Scott, hold on just a second. I'm gonna let Steve finish his point, okay?
Okay.
No, I just want to reiterate, just for a good time, make friends, make family, and raising money for a good cause. Man, just y'all make the trip. Y'all make the trip. So
if you go on the Facebook page, you can get the Mid-Atlantic Professional Drivers Association on the Facebook page, and go on there and just all the information I usually post it on it. And the $55 includes, we have barbecue chicken, we have chicken and barbecue, and that includes the meal and everything, and good fellowship, and we'll have a good call, and it's a good cause.
All right, caller Scott Post. Sorry about that, brother. I kind of saw where I missed your call, and I called you back, and I brought you right into the conversation here. But that's okay, Scott. Let's go ahead. What's on your mind, Scott?
Thanks, sir. Well, good evening. Happy birthday to you tomorrow.
Thank you, man. You want to sing to me right now?
Well, I don't know if that's a good idea. We want some high ratings for your show there. I wanted to say to Harold, thank you for what you're doing. I think many times in this industry, sometimes it's easy to get discouraged and down and out. But when you stop and sit back and count your blessings, you find out that you've got a lot to pay forward for those that may not be as fortunate as you are. Something's happened in their lives that's no fault of their own. And I think that's great when you can give these kids a wish. And I just want to say to any driver, if you've got a chance to do something and volunteer on something like this or any kind of charity, do it. You'll be a better person, and you'll end up being a safer driver at the same time.
Outstanding. I agree.
Yep, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Scott, how was your run today, brother? You're going out tonight, aren't you?
Well, I've got the camper behind me. I'm about a mile from a Big Iron Classic here. We're going to be having 600 trucks coming in tomorrow and next day in a big truck full, and that raises money for families of children stricken with cancer, and so that's what we're going to be doing for the weekend right here. And so that's why I'm saying it's important when you have a chance to get involved with something, and like what Harold's doing or something, go do it, because you'll feel better. You'll feel better about the whole thing when it's done, and you make a lot of whole new friends doing it.
Absolutely, Scott. Well, you be careful. You tell Miss Nancy that we all said hello. We appreciate you guys being, supporters of the show, and we can count on y'all every time. I hear her in the background, "Hey, Nancy."
Hi. Says hi. So happy birthday. So, all right. Well, we're gonna go get into the campground here, and you guys be safe out there and have a great night.
You too,
Thank
Scott.
you.
Take care.
Take care, Scott.
All right. Thanks. Talk to you later. Thanks, Harold. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, man, I've had a pretty good amount of calls, more than normal, than we normally do tonight. But man, it's been a great show. We're coming up at 8:57. We're gonna get ready to close the show out here. So I'm gonna let Steve kind of ask some last minute questions here.
You're gonna put me on the spot like that?
Yeah, man. I want you to
See how you are. See how you are.
Well, see. Hey, you was the bookend. You come in at the front of the show, and you're gonna go in at the back of the show.
You see how it is. I just want to say, Harold, thanks a lot. Appreciate everything you do. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We'll have to have a post show after it's all said and done, and you kind of give us some numbers and everything.
Yeah, that's great.
And like I said again, I want to just say, go help, participate. It's great. As you all see the trophy back over here, I get confused doing backwards. That's a grand champion trophy. You get a grand champion ring. I mean, and they've got some real nice wooden plaques for first, second, third place. It's an awesome event. And, if you can't make it and you'd like to donate, please get a hold of Harold and throw a few coins that way. Please.
Got another call.
All right.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Truckers Voices. Sorry I missed your call earlier. Who we got here?
Hey, this is Corbin. I'm his nephew.
Hey, Corbin. How you doing?
Yeah, I just want to call and say hey to him. I love him.
Corbin, that is awesome. That's awesome. How old are you, Corbin?
13.
13. Well, thank you for calling Truckers Voices tonight. So this is your uncle?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, Corbin, do you go down and help him at the Make-A-Wish also?
Oh, no. I just throw football with him. Me and him like to throw football and play some basketball.
Oh, okay. So you're telling me here Harold's an athlete, huh?
Yeah, but not the best thrower.
Not the best thrower.
I drive a truck. I drive a truck better than I can throw a
Now,
football. Okay.
now we're getting into the nitty gritty here.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go.
So Corbin, tell me, do you play football?
Yes, I played for Chestnut Grove.
Okay, and
Middle
what position do you play?
Quarterback and cornerback.
Okay, all right, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Corbin, anything you want to say to Harold before we hang up? Because we're closing the show out here.
Yeah. Well, love you, Big D.
See you, Corbin.
See you, buddy.
Have a nice
Thanks for calling.
I missed that call. I didn't see it come through a while ago, so I figured I'd give it a call back. But anyway, hey, everybody, if you want to get in touch with him, Harold, if you see, I got it down there with my picture beside it. It says highwayman52 at AOL.com. Is that correct?
That's it. Yep.
All right. Y'all can get a hold of him right there. If you want to get to it after the show, just kind of go back and rewind the show and go back to it. I always post it on Truckers Voices. I always pin it to the top. So y'all go back and check it out. But Harold, thank you for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you. Thank you a lot for the platform, and hopefully we'll have a lot of turnout and raise a lot of money and have a good time. And that's what the whole goal is, what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you. We appreciate you, and you're going to come back and give us like a post-show, update on how it went and everything. Even if it's not, you can just come back at any show. We'll bring you on in and give you a few minutes to talk about it. Okay.
Outstanding. All right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take you off the screen, and then Steve and I will close the show out. Just hang tight for a minute.
Good
Steve.
show, brother.
Good show tonight, man. I want to thank the listening audience for coming in. Y'all have been great. Y'all have supported this platform. Next week, we're going to have a gentleman on. His name is Randy Broderick, and we're going to talk to him about how he got into trucking, and we're just going to do what we always do. We're going to shoot this thing from the hip. But anyway, Steve, what's your last words there for the listening audience?
Everybody be safe. Take care. Take care of others. And remember that most important trip is that trip home. God bless y'all. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. And bear with me. I was a rookie starting out.
He did good. I'm not going to fire him. I pay him well. So I'm not going to fire him yet. But anyway, thank y'all tonight for coming on. The show was great. I enjoyed it. And remember what I always say. Hey, y'all check it out. Y'all go to the Facebook page every morning. I try to post a good morning. Y'all check it out. But I always say, look out for those who aren't looking out for themselves. Y'all have a good day.
I believe in God our Father. I believe in Christ the Son. I believe in the Holy Spirit.